Ever since Election Day, we have been talking a lot on this program about the state of the Democratic Party, aka its disarray. There was, remember, a moment last week when the fantastical theory was being floated that maybe, just maybe, Vice President Joe Biden would swoop in as some kind of chairman emeritus for the DNC, though his spokesman now says that, shocker, Uncle Joe doesn't have any interest in that position, though he is going to play a big role, he says, in shaping the future of the party from outside of office. The one person that major figures in the party have rallied around is Minnesota Congressman Keith Ellison. He picked up early endorsements from Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and new Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. There's just one problem with all of that. The White House, not quite on board the Ellison train. The New York Times has a report today about Obama aides who are worried about Ellison's progressiveness, searching frantically for an alternative candidate. Eddie, this DNC election and the deeper conversation about the future of the party seems to be shaping up as kind of a war between the West Wing and the left wing. We stole, it's a little cheesy, that line, right? That's mine. I'm sorry, I apologize. Right. But how much do you care about the DNC, and what do you think needs to happen to the Democratic Party?
Well, I think one of the great things that's just happened, and I could say great things that just happened with the election of Donald Trump, is that it kind of laid waste to the two-party system, right? Yeah. Both parties are in some ways trying to figure out what they're going to do. And it's ironic for me to kind of hear that Obama's White House has actually allied itself against the more progressive energies within the Democratic Party. So that should reveal a lot to some folks out there who've been kind of holding up the banner that Obama is very progressive. But I think at the end of the day, this is the Democratic primary was a battle over the heart and soul of the Democratic Party. Right. That battle is continuing, and so we need to continue to fight this out. Right.
You know, we're having a discussion now about who should be the DNC chair. Right. I have a different irony that I'll point to with respect to the Obama administration. Barack Obama, for 8 years, did not care in the slightest of what was going on at the Democratic National Committee. He had received criticism from many progressives throughout the 8 years that he didn't actually care that much about the party at all. That what he mostly cared about was himself and cared about getting re-election, and that he always put party building to the side, didn't care about it. But certainly the DNC, where he let Debbie Wasserman Schultz, a horrible chairwoman by every account, be the chair. She was the chair because of him. For him and his people now, I should say his people more than him because we don't know where he is on this personally, but for his people now to be trying to intervene in this fight is ridiculous on almost every level. Now, they are putting forward Tom Perez, former labor secretary. They're putting forward Jennifer Granholm. Those are both two really interesting choices. And I think there should be a big fight over who the head of the DNC should be. But not because Barack Obama and his coterie of loyalists at the West Wing think that should be a different choice.
Yeah, I just don't want them to be confused, though. I mean, so I don't want them to kind of fall back into the old strategy. You know, what do we do? How do we appeal to the Reagan Democrats, those white voters who left to vote for Reagan? All of this rhetoric right now sounds a lot like that back in the day. We need to understand where we are now, and you're absolutely right about whether or not Obama should be guiding the direction of the party.